took me 10 good years to learn these lessons in a very hard way. Unfortunately, these are life lessons. They won't teach you at school, neither they even preach in our churches. Yet, they are the indispensable things that we need to learn early in life to deal with man. We are living in a world full of evil people. People are just thinking about themselves. How do we navigate and relate with them? I don't want you to learn in the hard way. I don't want you to spend also this long years to learn some stuffs that you need. If you can learn these lessons, especially the last one I'll be sharing with you, I can assure you of a very successful, peaceful, and stress-free life. What are the 12 things you need to learn very early in life? Number one, 99% of humans are on the lookout for their own personal interest. Know this and know peace. No one, okay, I don't want to use the word no one, but 99% of the people existing on this planet, I don't want to say everybody, but I want you to know that no one has your best interest at heart above theirs. Everyone is on the lookout for how they can pay less to get more, how they can work less to earn more, how they can spend less time to obtain more. And don't be the tool. Don't be the instrument. Don't be too dogmatic thinking, oh, they like me. Of course they do. But learn to think smartly. Number two, if you don't speak out, if you don't ask, if you don't fight, nobody, in fact, life will not hand over anything to you. Yes, I know that is weird. If you think people should know, of course they ought to know that it's mine. They ought to know. No, nobody will know anything. It's just in relation to the first thing I shared with you. Just imagine if the Bible itself can say, ask and it shall be given. God knows our need, of course, but why did the Bible say ask? So if God himself is asking you to ask, is it now human beings you think they will know? Let's picture the scenario. If it has ever happened to you before that, you are like, oh, I borrowed money to someone. Of course, they should reimburse me. They should pay me back. Do you know that sometimes when you don't ask people, they want to take that step? Or maybe a friend asked you to please pass him or something. Oftentimes, if you don't ask, they won't give you back. Do you think it's okay? They know. Excuse me, we all have conscience. We all know, but they won't. Not until you ask. Likewise, in your working place, sometimes employers do that. When you don't ask for your right, they won't give to you. Human beings, when you don't ask for what is rightfully yours, they're like, oh, maybe she doesn't need it. Don't worry, maybe he doesn't need it. If it's that she needs it, she will ask. Even in relationships, with friends, within lovers, they believe that you have the sense of self-sufficiency. That is why you are not asking. Yet you, in your closet, you are crying. You are like, oh, he's not even doing anything. She's not even doing anything. Excuse me, speak up. We shouldn't be dogmatic. Yes, God will fight for us, but there are times also our mouth needs to do. The Bible says the power of life and death lies in what? In the tongue. Do we think those verses are just for mere quotations? We need to learn to speak up. Life will never hand over anything to you except you fight for it. So stop expecting that people should understand. They should know you need some things. Speak up, ask for it, then you will get it. I learned that very, very late in life because I've always thinking people should know that it's mine. They should know that I need my stuff. Oh, really? Excuse me, ask. That was it. Number 3 thing I learned. Know your worth. Know when you are no longer needed. And know when to walk away. Oh yes, I think it's self-explanatory. Stop forcing things that are no longer working. And I need us to know that the fact that you were appreciated sometime, you were really valued, hyped, appreciated, does not mean it's going to continue like that. The moment you sense that there is a change in the aura, there is a change in the atmosphere, take a walk and move on. Look elsewhere. This is happening in every area. Don't downgrade yourself to the extent that you are being trampled upon like trash. We all have expiring date. That's the bitter truth. You need to accept that. We all have expiring date, and nobody can be on the center stage forever, except you are just someone looking and seeking for attention unnecessarily. You need to learn to get used to being undercover, being a substitute. However, don't stay there too long. You need to work on yourself, move on to the next stage. If not, you will continually get resentful, envious, and jealous of others. It's not their fault. We are just conditioned like that by nature. So know your worth. That, okay, my purpose has expired here. Okay, she's my friend, but our relationship is already getting close to the end. Then put them where they belong. Now is no longer time for intimate relationship, but what's distant friendship? Hi, and you move on. That is how to preserve your worth. There are some jobs you need to know that this complaint and nagging from my boss is getting too much. I either work on myself or get another job. We need to know our worth. Know when something is no longer working. Know when we are no longer needed. And know when to walk away. Which will lead me to the fourth thing I learned. Even if you are the best, you cannot fit into everyone. Oh God, I think someone needs to hear this. Even if you are the best, you cannot be the perfect match to everyone. Everybody cannot like you. You are not ice cream. Even ice cream, for example, I don't like ice cream. It's too sugary. So how much more you? There was a time I was having a meeting with my staffs, with my team, and I gave them an illustration. I was like, let's imagine the best chef in Europe or in the Western world. Best. Everyone knows I won the best for years. And let's just take a scenario that a king in Nigeria, one of the traditional rulers, wants to do a very extravagant festival and has the opportunity to call over this European chef to come and ask him to cook maybe idika or a traditional meal. Excuse me. Even if the chef is the best in the world, his first attempt will still be a little bit off. As in, some rubbish. But that doesn't reduce him from being the chef. It's just that he's not fitting into your traditional meal. Maybe the third attempt will go good. But the fact that he's the best chef does not mean he should be cooking our conventional, our traditional meals. When I mean traditional, real local dishes. No. So we need to realize that the farther you go, you do not fit into everywhere. So this will help you to get used to failure. This will help you to get used to rejection. This is help you to accept that the fact that this person does not like me does not mean I am bad. Does not mean I am useless. It simply means I don't fit in here. Let me go. God has created different shapes. Square, rectangle, circle, triangle. I don't know, whatever you have. He wasn't stupid. Nature that created different forms, different, perspective knows. So why do you want to be an all-rounder? You will live up in frustration. Just learn this in life and move on with your life. Yes, that does not reduce your worth. It simply means you do not fit in. We need to get good with this. And the fifth lesson that I also learned was the fact that you failed somewhere does not make you a failure. Oh God. The way we perceive failure, especially in the Christendom, or should I say in the African setting, we think it's like this wickedness, witches and wizards, household curses. We are not cursed. You are not cursed. It's just natural. Life is all about two sides. Failure and success. I think I've been repeating this in my late videos. We need to get used to failure, get used to rejection. It's part of life. I know it can be emotionally draining. I know You can cry, oh God, after what I've done, I was expecting them to take me. I think I'm the best candidate. Like just what I said earlier. Stop breaking down yourself because of failure. For every failure, double up your attempt and move on. It's as simple as that. I'm not here to caress your emotions about that. It's hard, but keep repeating it to yourself. Keep repeating to yourself that I need to get used to failure. I need to get used to rejection. And that is going to help you. The number 16 I learned. Forgiveness does not mean acceptance. I think I'm increasing the tempo. Forgiveness does not mean acceptance. Unforgiveness is a sin. But accepting people back again and again to hurt you is stupidity and lack of boundary. I'm a bit sorry that it hurts, but that's just the reality. You need to know how to set boundary. You forgive them, but they're no longer coming back to your life. If they keep hurting you over and over again. And you know one thing about human beings? People like it when you set boundaries, but they hate it when you begin to apply those boundaries. So, that's it. Number 7, stop enduring toxic relationship. You will die before your time. I don't have much to say. It's self-explanatory. When I mean death, I don't mean physical death. Yes, there are some that died physically before their time, but mentally, you will die before your time. Psychologically, you will be draining. Your identity will be lost. You will be like a complete walking corpse. So when you smell toxic relationship anywhere, move away from it. Stress, anxiety, depression, mental breakdown, suicidal thoughts are real. If I can repeat that, know that. Learn to walk away. If not, you will die before your time. Number 8, learn to say no without further explanations. No is a complete sentence. I'm sure you might have heard that. Learn to say no without further explanations. Number 9, pay more attention to what people are not saying than what they say. Pay more attention to what people are not saying than what they say. This is applicable to everybody around you. We need to be discerning. People might be wishing you well, but within them, they are not wishing you bad. And that is where your intuition comes in. Where the moment you begin to feel uncomfortable with someone, cut the conversation short. Cut what you say. And this is going to lead me to the next point. The 10th lesson I learned in a very hard way. Not everyone is going somewhere. So if you have a place to go, learn to walk alone. Not everybody is going the same direction. In fact, we live in a generation we live in a confused generation. People are so confused and uncertain. They are just moving with the crowd, moving with the flow. If you have a place to go in life, be smart enough to walk it up. If you keep waiting for when people will reason with you, you will spend your entire life waiting for nothing. I hope that helps. Now, the second to the last lesson I learned, number 11, stop being transparent and predictable. Jealousy and envy are real. Learn to confuse people with your silence. Stop explaining everything you want to do. Even if you've done them, stop explaining the entire process. Give them just the beginning. Look for one part of the end, mix up the information and give. Stop being too transparent and predictable. Even in our close circles, even within loved ones. In fact, our loved ones are our closest enemy. They are the one that will sell you out to the devil, to the betrayer. So we need to learn to confuse people with our silence. And the last lessons I learned. If you want to argue with this, you can argue. But please, I'm just saying the lessons I learned and I wish you learn it. But if you take 100 people, 99 people will agree with this lesson I want to share with you. And which is never help a friend. I use the word never. Never help a friend or a family one to get a job in where you are currently working. You love them, your cousin, your best friend from childhood. I understand the emotions. You need to learn to get rid of your emotions and face the realities of life now. I understand that. But you can help them where you've worked before, or help them get a job elsewhere, or connect them to someone that can help them get a job here. Never bringing people to your source of income. You are opening up yourself for over familiarity, disrespect, conspiracy, jealousy, envy, and setup. I rest my case. I remain SOLOMONAYO. See you next time. Hey, let me know the one that speaks to you more. Share your experience with us down in the comment section. I really want to learn, because especially this last lesson, it took me 4 good years to learn them. I fell into the trap 3 different times. I don't want to go through that again. In fact, I think my dad, when we were emotional, shared the same experience with him. And to him, it was really disastrous. It nearly cost him his life. He helped his stepbrother. So, let me learn from you too. What are the lessons you would love to share with me? But for me, those are the 12 lessons I've learned. See you next time. Bye.